When you become an adult, you will have multiple tasks that you might have to deal with. Some you might know from watching your parents and other adults do on a daily basis, but some you might have to learn about on your own. This summer I worked at a lawn mowing business based out of Menasha, and when I would be paid bi-weekly, I was given a check. That check, I would take it to the bank and have it deposited into my bank account. What is this check? How do you get one? Thus, my topic I wanted to learn about was checkbooking. I had a couple other questions come to mind with this idea, like how do you manage one responsibly? Or is using a checkbook better or worse than using cash or credit? Well, after researching this topic and a list of sites, videos, and some advice from other people who have had checkbooks in the past, this is what I found. Let me explain. How do you get a checkbook? Well, that's an easy question. From a bank, of course, but probably one you should trust. As I dug into this question, I learned that my bank, Colart Credit Union, has actually some different checking bundles. As you'll see, I go to their personal page, and then I go all the way down to this personal side over here and look at their checking. From the checking page, it brings me up to what checking suits you to a T. And then come up with this chart. Now, another question hits me. Which decision is best for me? I already know. I did some digging already, and I found the economy one, or as they call it, a name that applies to the economy or student checking account. So it's basically made for students which have no minimum balances, no per check charges, and 10 checks per monthly statement. That's about all I need. How do you manage a checkbook responsibly? Well, first you need to stick it in a safe location, somewhere where you won't lose it and it won't be taken. Next, you will want to keep a notebook handy with your checkbook. So if you trust the internet, you can also do it on the computer. Then it comes to balancing the equations, and this is crucial, so you won't get any or few bounced checks. And you are human, and we humans make mistakes. So your checkbook might not always be perfect, but it's better if you check it every month at least. But normally you should check after every transaction to make sure the right amount is being deposited or withdrawn. Out here in front of you, I've created a balancing equations checkbook problem, I guess. So let's start with, I guess, May 15th, your credit card expense, which was $523. To balance this out, you go to your balance that you first had, which was 4, comma 710. Since it's in the withdrawal, which would mean you would subtract it from your current balance, which would be the 523, which then you would take 4710, subtract it from 523, and that should give you your total in your current balance, which would be 4, comma 187. Do it for the same one down here. You're making another withdrawal, so you take your 4, comma 187, should subtract it since it's another withdrawal, so you're subtracting 200, which if you total that up, should give you your total 3,987. But here you got another question mark for your check number, which is always the amount, or is always the number of the check that you are using. And it should always line up with the last number you use, which is 169, so it should be check number 170 that you should use. Here's my last example for balancing. You should take the current balance, which is 3987, 3,987, and that should be, again, another subtraction because it's another withdrawal, which is 800. So you subtract 800 from it, which then should give you your total of 3187. And that's actually as straightforward as it goes. And then, every transaction that you make, like the May 23rd, you actually deposit. So instead of subtracting, you're adding to your balance, which was 1,487 instead. So with these two question marks is, again, your checking number. When you deposit, you're not actually using a check. You're just handing in a check from someone else, so their numbers would go down. But yours wouldn't change. It's only when you're withdrawing or you're paying with a check, you should put down that number of the check. I hope this was pretty straightforward and easy. Good luck.